Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever in the world you are watching today's broadcast. Welcome to Sip and Chat with T. Lynn. Listen, I'm always excited to come before you with my amazing guests that are bringing wisdom, knowledge, and great nuggets, golden nuggets, as my friend likes to call it, to help you on your journey and your path to your purpose, your passion, and ultimately living your authentic life. You know what to do while you're coming on in and while we're gearing up. Go ahead. It's a sip and chat, baby. Grab you something to drink. Go ahead and share, like this broadcast, and then comment below so that you can join this conversation. All right? So, without further ado, I have an amazing and very interesting and intriguing guest today that I cannot wait to bring on. She is an entrepreneur, an investor, an author, and a speaker. She is none other than Miss Paulina Tenner. Welcome, Paulina, to Sip and Chat. How are you this day?
Hello and good afternoon from sunny London. It's a beautiful sunny day today, and I'm really well and feeling truly blessed that I'm on this show with you, Teelan.
Awesome sauce. Look, I see the sun beaming in, so I can see how beautiful of a day it is there. Um, it is a sip and chat, so let's take a quick look. What are you sipping on today?
I have some soda water just out of my soda making machine. It's lovely after dinner.
Awesome. You know me, I am sipping on my lovely green tea. But I have to say, I have been so curious. And yes, we're going to get back on topic, but she said soda machine. So I got to ask. I have been so interested in getting a soda machine. How is that working out for you? Like, how many flavors of soda are you able to make?
I'm actually making unflavored water, just bubbly soda water with no flavors. I just like it to be fizzy. Makes my heart
Ah.
sing.
Yes. Okay. So you're like a spritzer girl. You just like the little
Yeah.
bubbles. Yeah,
I
I
like the
like that.
bubbles, yeah.
And bubbles are lots of fun, and you are a very fun individual. So
Thank you.
I enjoyed having our chat when we first were introduced to each other. It was so interesting and amazing just to hear your story.
Hmm.
And I was like, wow. So you're here today, and we're going to be chatting about authenticity in the workplace. So
Yes.
tell me a little bit about you. Tell my viewers a little bit about you.
Great. So I come from Poland. I'm Polish, even though I've lived in the UK since 2009. And in, no, since 2006, yes. And
Okay.
2010, I started my second business called Grant Tree, helping entrepreneurs and small and medium-sized tech startups to get government funding here in the UK. And I
Yes.
started it with my then boyfriend, now husband. So it's been quite a journey. The business is now 10 years old. It has over 50 people in it. It has a CEO, and it doesn't need me to work for it anymore, which is a true blessing.
Yes. That is a blessing. Like you were able to stand that up and now be able to have your company without having to worry about the day to day. That is
Exactly.
amazing. Amazing. So, what was it that led you to, because obviously your grant tree is the biggest part of you being an investor. What led you to wanting to help invest in others' businesses? How did you get there?
Okay, so I always wanted to, on top of what we're doing at Grantry, which is finding government funding, government grants for our clients, I always wanted to be able to invest my own money into startups on top of that. So when I started to accumulate enough wealth to be able to do that, it's just something I truly believe in, that people with great potential will change the future and will make this planet and this world a better place to be. So it's I like expressing that belief and putting my money where my mouth is, in
Yes.
terms of actually putting small amounts of money into seed stage startup projects, mostly in the UK, but I'm open to propositions from all over the world.
Amazing. So, do you guys hear that? All of you entrepreneurs out there who are startups and you're looking for someone to invest, get with Paulina. You never know. She may be a blessing to your business. She loves doing it. Like, I love talking to people who love to give back. Like, not only have you
Yeah,
stood up your own, but you're like, no, I love helping to boost other people and help them get on their path as well. So,
yes,
which leads to the authenticity tidbit. So, you have a very interesting book that's coming up, and
yeah,
that leads us to the conversation of authenticity in the workplace. Tell us a little bit about that.
yeah. So we have quite a unique culture at Grantry. People are encouraged to bring their whole self to work. We have a very open attitude towards mental health, for example. So when somebody's having a difficult day, it's absolutely fine to say, I'm anxious today, I will rest and be online as soon as I can. It's I would like to think it's a kind of supportive workplace where if I was looking for a job today, I would probably apply to.
Absolutely. And I don't even mean to cut you off, but I have to put a pin there real quick because that is amazing. So many companies now are beginning to look at mental health as, a priority. I love seeing, and I can imagine that you are one, your establishment is one of those places where if you need to go take a 15-minute nap in the middle of the day to recover or to just bring yourself back to ease, that you would have that, or you would have a meditation room for people to be able to go take that breather from the stress that they've been experiencing from the day. And I think that is amazing, and it helps to have better quality workers. But anyway, go ahead and talk about your environment.
No, I love the points that you bring, and I would love to have a meditation room one day. Maybe in our post-COVID office space, we'll have a room where people can actually meditate or be
Yes.
mindful or even lie down. We have a napping nook, but we haven't had a meditation room yet. That's a great idea, something to implement.
Thank you.
Anyway, I'm talking about company culture and my story and leadership in general in my upcoming book, which is called Laid Bare: What the Business Leader Learned from the Stripper. And
Yes.
I'm both the business leader and the stripper in the title because I used to dance burlesque.
Yes. And that was the interesting topic because I was like, "Oh, really? Tell me about this." So what are some of the things that the businesswoman learned from the stripper?
For example, that it's more than okay to stand out, to be unapologetic. Your theme is all about recognizing the real me.
Yes.
And I think that both strippers and entrepreneurs have this chutzpah to really show the world, this is who I am. I'm not going to apologize for it. So that's one
Yes.
thing, for example.
Yes. And I could see that. And you're right because when you're an entrepreneur, that is your brand. You everything you do that represents who you are, or at least it should
Yes.
represent who you are. So that's
Yes.
that's an amazing point of how you show up. What are some other things that you tend to realize people do or don't do when it comes to being authentic in the workplace?
So a lot of people still work masks in their workplaces because it's not okay to be vulnerable. It's not okay to be who you really are outside of work. So a lot of people bring their masks to work and would never dare to truly express themselves, which is a shame.
Yeah. I, s- I, s- I totally agree with that. I feel like it goes, not only do people wear masks in the workplace, but in the sense of not being who they truly are, but I think sometimes people allow their workplaces. to change who they are, you know.
Yes,
So it's like they end up being someone else that they're not in order
absolutely.
to fit into that work environment. And I'm like, when it comes to you having to change your, now don't get me wrong, if there are some, I don't want to call them flaws, but if there are some things like, I don't think you should go to work and cuss people out every day. I don't think that's to me that's a toxic work environment.
Yeah,
But I do believe that you should be able to come to work, especially, and feel comfortable being you, if that makes
yes,
sense. Because if you're in an environment where you're not able to be comfortable being you, then you don't do your best work. Or if you come to
of
work
course.
feeling like you're constantly under someone's thumb, so to speak, or and you're not able to function, like if you're a creative person and you come up with creative solutions, then it's not a conducive environment when you have to constantly fit into this box where we only do it this way, it has to be done this way, this many times, and only these people can do it. Like when you get to that place where it hampers you authentically, then it hampers your creativity. Like, no, that's too colorful for us, so to speak. Do you get what I'm
Yes,
trying to say? So
absolutely. Yeah, if you're not allowed to be your true self, you're not
yeah,
going to really give the company the best of yourself.
right. And like I like what you said earlier when you were talking about if it's okay if you have to say, listen, I'm coming into work, but I'm running a little behind. I need to take a few hours for mental health to get to, to get together. I'm having a semi bad day, or have a lot of things on my mind, and I want to give my best. And you give them the freedom to say, okay, take your couple of hours and we'll see you when you get here. Like,
Yeah,
that's important because people need that, rather than coming to work angry and you're literally taking everything out on your coworkers. That's not
absolutely.
a conducive workspace, but it happens so often. And I get that in certain industries you still have to have some rules based on the industry, and there has to be some structure based on the industry that you're in. But at the same time, I love that you put your employees' well-being, you prioritize that just as much as you prioritize the work. I think that's fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, and I think that in a long term, really looking after your people also means bigger returns for the company in the long term, because people who are better looked after bring more to
Yes.
work. And I think that's the wisest investments, really. And that's what I would advise all entrepreneurs starting and scaling their businesses to really, really look after their people, because that pays off.
Yes, I 100% agree. I always say a great leader that looks after their people and stands up for their people will have employees that do the same for them, that will put their heart into getting the work done, that will better support you. One of the industries, or one of the career fields that I think gets overlooked the most, is your administrative field, where you have like your administrative assistants. So often those are people that need, and I have worked as an administrative assistant before, and this is how I know this. They are the people that support you. They are your backbone. Most of the
Yeah,
time, you can't efficiently get your job done if your administrative assistant isn't in position to get their job done. But so often, the administrative assistants are the ones that get treated the worst.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They're spoken down to, and they're, because of that role, they're not treated the best. And I'm like, if you only would look after them, they will get the job done so much more efficiently, and which makes you look good because everything is in place for you, the leader, to get what you need to get done. So I
absolutely.
totally see what you mean. Like, you take care of your people and your people will take care of you. I 100% agree with you there. So you've been speaking all over the place lately. I've
Yeah, I've
like
been
seen,
invited on quite a few shows. Yeah.
yes, yes. What is one of the biggest takeaways that you've had from all of your speaking engagements, because you're pretty much speaking along the same line. So what are some of your big takeaways that you've had in your recent talks?
I would say I actually did a talk on mental health in the workplace earlier today, and um, one thing that came up was to really trust and honor yourself. So if
Yes.
you trust and honor and know yourself, then you can't really go wrong. It all
Yes.
boils down to being in tune with your body, with your intuition, with your inner guidance. And if you're in tune with that, you will know what to do every step of the way along your journey.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. That is another big area that I think is important in the workplace as it pertains to being authentic is your self-care, your self-care practices in your current roles and positions. Because at the end of the day, if you're not taking proper care of yourself and your mental health, you will not be able to function. You will go down. And at the end of the day, it is a business. You'll be replaced, but then you're still broken down. Like they'll replace you as they need to, but then where does that leave you? So prioritizing your mental health and your self-care is most important. Most important.
Yeah.
Yes. So, when do you expect your book to come out? When are you looking towards having your book published?
In July
In
this year.
July. Awesome sauce. Now, will people be able to purchase just in the UK, or will it be on platforms that they'll be able to obtain it all over the world via like
All over
Amazon
the
or
world,
something?
actually. Absolutely. Via Amazon all over the world. And it
Awesome
should be
sauce.
in stores in the US as well.
Awesome sauce. So you guys make sure you go and check out her book, okay? Make sure you check it out because like I said, she's going to be giving you some fantastic tips that she's learned as well as it leads to being authentic in the workplace. Um so as we begin to wrap up a little bit, I want to ask you what would you like to leave as a good wisdom or golden nugget for our viewers today?
Dare to be you at work. And if you're an entrepreneur, put your people first.
Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. Now, what is the best way for people to get in contact with you if they want to partake and maybe pitch their startup to you for investment?
So you can check me out on my website, paulinatenner.com. And I'm also on Instagram and Clubhouse and Twitter as at Paulina Tenner. So very easy to find me.
Awesome sauce. Now, do you have specific rooms? Are you like on Clubhouse? Are you doing any talks or anything that people can tune into?
I'm just starting to actually launch rooms. So there's one room. Actually, I'm co-hosting one room tonight with a couple of friends, and
Awesome.
next week.
Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. So check her out. She's on various platforms. You have Instagram, you have her website, and we definitely want you, if you're in the UK and you have a business and you want to link up with her, make sure you go to granttree.co.uk. Don't miss the opportunity to collaborate with this awesome entrepreneur and investor. And do you have any other events that are noteworthy coming up? Any virtual events that people can check you out on?
At the moment, I'm on a kind of book tour of sorts, so speaking across different podcasts. But if you sign up for my newsletter on my website, I'll keep you up to date.
Awesome sauce. Well, Paulina, it has been fantastic catching up with you today. Thank you so much for all that you have shared. Thank you for your nugget of wisdom. Like I said, guys, make sure that you link up with her. She's in two different places that you can check her out online. That is granttree.co.uk. That is her business where she helps businesses and startups get started with your finances, help you find finances, and then also check her out at paulinatenner.com. Well, time always flies when we're having fun, but I want you to remember Today is a fantastic day to make a difference in the lives of those around you. Whatever you do, make sure you link up and follow Paulina Tenner. She's available on LinkedIn, IG, and we've given you her websites. Don't miss the opportunity to find what's going on. And then look out for the drop of her book, Laid Bare, what the businesswoman learned from the stripper. You guys have an amazing, amazing week, and I will see you again next week. This has been Sip Chat with T. Lynn. Have a fantastic time and weekend.